Welcome back to Fascia Fix. Today we are going to do some stretches for our calves and hamstrings in standing position. So there's many different positions to be in when you're fascia stretching. So this is just one example of a way that you can do it when you're standing. So think about a time when you are at the gym and you just want to throw a couple stretches in between doing some reps. Do you ever find yourself going back to the same stretches over and over again? This is a great way to throw something new into the mix. Try it a little bit different. Stretch the fascia rather than the muscle. So let's say you're out there doing some bicep curls, and you're like, oh, okay, you're straining everything, and you're just feeling a need to stretch your calves out. This is a great way just to throw in a couple fascia stretches for the calf in between your sets. So find that runner lunge position that you can feel the stretch in right here. So I'm just going to do a classic calf stretch right here. I'm pressing the back heel down, my back leg is straight, and my front knee is bent. A couple things to think about is that you never want your front knee to go past your toes. If you do that, you compromise the knee joint and also throws your spine off a little bit. So you want to keep your hips squared and that your knee in the front is over the ankle. So this is just a classic, hey, let me stretch my calves. I feel it in my calf. Maybe I bend the knee and I feel it a little bit lower towards the ankle. Classic way to stretch. Fascia stretch. What's the rule? Shorten the area that you're stretching, add resistance, and move in the opposite direction. I'm actually going to bring my feet a little bit closer together so I have room to bend my knee forward slightly. So if I'm stretching my back calf, so my right calf here, I want to add resistance to that. So what I'm going to do is press my heel down and back at the same time. So I'm activating that entire back leg back. This front leg naturally is going to resist forward a little bit. As I'm resisting this one back, I need to move in the opposite direction. So I'm going to slowly start to bend my front knee forward, making note that your knee can go towards the toes but not past them. Start back again without resistance. Resist. Your feet are basically doing a resistance in a scissor position. Back leg back, front leg forward. Feel the focus in the back leg in the calf. Bend that knee forward, keep pressing that back heel down and back. This should feel different than a classic calf stretch. Add resistance. Feel that strength lift in the core. Pelvic floor is lifting up, abs are in, shoulder blades gliding down your back. So you're practicing good core work with posture as you're fascia stretching. Pressing that knee forward. Let's do two more. Resist, feel that scissor resist. Bend that knee forward, maybe go a teeny bit more if your knee is not too far past your toes. One more time, resist, bend that knee forward. Good. Now I'm going to switch sides. Find your setup in your calf stretch position. So find your traditional calf stretch. Back leg is straight, knee is straight, not locked. And I'm going to resist the back heel down and back, my front foot forward. Feel that scissor resistance of your legs. Start to bend that front knee forward as you press that back heel down. Start back again, resist. Find that movement in the opposite direction. Good. Start to feel a little bit warm. The good thing about fascia stretching is that it's a full body workout at the same time. You're benefiting the area that you're fascia stretching greatly, increasing the possibility of having more flexibility in that area, protecting you from injury. But at the same time, I'm stretching my back leg, I'm strengthening my front leg. I'm strengthening my core by activating it and using it with my movement. Resist and pull forward. Good. Walk it out a little bit. I just kind of feel like this whole openness from the back of my legs all the way up. So now let's add a standing hamstring resistance. It's a similar start position. You're going to bring one foot forward and one foot back, about hip width apart with your feet. So you don't want to actually be too wide here because you're not going to have a lot of space to move. So bring your feet in a little bit. Both toes are facing directly forward, hips are squared out from shoulders. Let's get the core going right away. Lift your pelvic floor, engage your abdominals. And what you're going to do is lift your toes in front. I'm going to resist my front heel down and back now. So I'm going to resist and stretch the fascia in my left hamstring. So I'm going to kick that heel back, This leg's naturally just going to resist forward as you're countering balance. And as I add that resistance into my left hamstring, I'm going to bring my hips back and down at the same time. Almost like I'm pulling my pelvis back, so I'm creating that length in the fascia in my left hamstring. Press it down and back, draw your hips back. You add as much resistance as you feel you need or are able to do. Maybe you go through a couple of reps and you find, you know what, I think I can give it a little bit more. That's when you want to add just a little bit more power. Usually there's space for just a little bit more. Press down a little bit more, draw the hips back, go a little bit lower. So if we're resistance stretching our left hamstring, where are we strengthening? The right leg. Full body workout. One more time. Find that resistance, draw back. So maybe let's say you're doing some chest press and you're like, oh, I need to stretch my hamstrings. Rather than just bending over and just stretching the hamstrings, you could be pulling it too far, overstretching. Throw in one of these. So you're going to resistance stretch your hamstrings in between some of your sets at the gym. Resist the front heel, down and back. Switch to the right. My right leg is straight, left leg bent. Adding resistance, I'm going to draw my hips down and back. I'm not able to go quite as far on this side because I have a chronic injury in this hamstring attachment. If you want to learn more about that, you can check out my first video testimony in my Fascia Fix page or channel. Add that resistance. So I move a little bit slower on this side. It feels different. I have to take this time to listen to my body and what I'm feeling. I feel the fascia engage. I'm only going to go right about there and back up again. Let's do a couple more. Kick the heel down and back. Feel the resistance in the right place. In this case, it's the right hamstring. Draw my hips back and down. I added a little bit more of that one. And back up, last one. Back and down. Draw your hips back. If you feel a little unstable with your balance here, feel free to do this right by a sink, a countertop, somewhere, or even just the wall. Walk around a little bit. There you go. So you're at the gym, you're in between sets, you want to do a little stretching. Don't have to go down to the floor or do anything crazy, just where you're at. Add a little resistance fascia stretching for your calves.